You've been working harder this year than you ever had. And it seems like you almost have nothing to show for it. You feel it, that exhaustion that's just underneath the surface. And no matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, no matter what you put in, it seems like you're still not going anywhere. And what I want to tell you is it's not a discipline problem. It's not a work ethic problem. We all know, we watch people who have worked hard for years and they still seem stuck where they are. And it's not because they didn't do enough. It's not because they didn't give enough. It's because somebody told them this one thing that I'm about to tell you in this video. There's a moment in Alice in Wonderland, and it kind of explains the situation. Alice reaches a fork in the road, and there's a Cheshire cat. And Alice comes to the fork, and she looks up to the Cheshire cat who was sitting in a tree. And she asks him, "Would you tell me which way I ought to go from here?" The cat says, "Well, that depends. Where are you trying to go?" Alice goes, "Well, I really don't know." And the cat chimes in, "Well, either road will take you there." And I want you to understand the message in that little story. It doesn't matter what you do. That's why you're exhausted, because you're lost. And in the next few moments, I'm going to tell you, and these 4 questions that you need to ask yourself will fix everything, will change that lost feeling, will change that exhaustion, will change that fact that you are putting so much effort and hard work into what you are doing and still going nowhere. Everyone says you just have to be consistent, but you can't stay consistent towards a destination you never defined. You're building a boat without a sail and wondering why it's not moving. So let's fix that root problem there. There was a man who wanted to row a boat from Oregon to Hawaii. And like, picture this. The man gets in the boat. He gets ready to start rowing, but he never mapped out the destination. No heading, just effort, just pure rowing. Where do you think he would end up? Probably somewhere eventually, but I'm telling you, he will not end up on a beach in Hawaii. And that's the problem that most of us have. It's not the faster you go. It's not the harder you go. But if you don't know where you're going, if you have not mapped out the destination, if you have not set a destination, the harder you work, the faster you work, the more diligently you work, it's just going to get you lost more efficiently. And that's exactly what you've been building. Busy, always busy, throwing everything at the wall, hoping that something will stick. And then years later, you feel drained. You feel like you've done nothing but random work and nothing actually moves you closer to anything at all. So the difference between reaching Hawaii and just drifting is never strength or hustle. It was clarity. The drifting person is just wandering, but the arriving person has navigation. They have a GPS set up. They know exactly where they are heading. So they take that direction, that path, that route that gets them to that exact destination. See, Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." Notice it didn't say where there's no effort. It didn't say where there's no hard work. It said where there is no vision, the people perish. The Bible diagnosed your exact problem thousands of years ago. And still to this day, we still have issues with this thing of thinking that effort and hard work is all you need. Here's the framework I want to give you. And I'm warning you, it's going to sound so simple. And that's not a flaw in the framework. That's the point of the framework. You don't need complexity. You simply need clarity. So 4 questions I want you to ask. And here's the twist. You don't start at the beginning. You actually start at the end and then reverse engineer your way towards today. So the first question, question number 1, what is the outcome you actually want? Question number 1 is you have to answer this yourself. What is the outcome you actually want? Not a vague wish, not something that you're hoping will happen, a real thing. Be specific. You want to get to Hawaii exactly, right? So name that destination. And if you can't name that destination, no matter how much you row, no amount of rowing is going to get you there to a destination you have not set. So right now, before you even move forward, we can stop the video. You can pause it right now. Pause it if you want to, if you need to. But what is your destination? What is the outcome you actually want? Question number 2. To get to that outcome, what would you need to be known for? To get to that outcome, what would you need to be known for? Outcomes come to people with a reputation. And we want to have a good, positive reputation. We want to have people, when they think of our name, they think of that outcome. They think of the thing that we want to achieve. So, what do you want to be known for? And that outcome that you want to find has to be inculcated in who you are. Question number 3. To be known for that, what would you have to do? To be known for that, what would you have to do? You don't just get to things by accident. People think that achieving your goals and your dreams or whatever the case may be is sheer luck. And in some cases, there is a modicum of luck in there. But the truth of the matter is, luck, by the way I define it, is made up of 2 things. Opportunity plus preparation equals luck. If you are prepared for the moment by getting yourself prepared, by doing the things that you have to do, when the opportunity comes along, is it really luck? It may seem luck to other people, but if you're not prepared, it doesn't matter what the opportunity comes, you can't fulfill the opportunity. You can't make it come true. For example, if I'm at a random gas station or whatever case may be, and getting gas, and they happen to have a contest. And the contest is if you can do 10 push-ups, you get a free tank of gas. But because of all the preparedness of me going to the gym, getting my upper body strength and things like that, I can do 10 push-ups. And I can go to the gas station and see the average person there at any moment, and I promise you, 90% of them can't do 10 push-ups. But if I happen to do 10 push-ups and get the free tank of gas, is that really luck? Or is that preparation meets opportunity? And so if you're not preparing yourself to be the person or do the things that you need to do so that you can reach that outcome, it doesn't matter what people say when it comes to luck. You're not gonna meet the qualifications. So you don't get to know the things by accident. You get to know them by doing the things that you need to do. You actually have to build, you have to create, you have to accomplish. What are those things that you have to do to reach that outcome? And then question number 4, simply do the things that you want to do and learn the things that you need to learn today. Start today. There's things that you need to learn. If you want this outcome or whatever case may be, you have to start today. This one vision, this one thing brings the whole vision crashing down to today. It makes it real to today. It's the very next step that you need to take today. And here's the move. Don't wait until the end of this video. You can pause it right now. Answer question number 1 in just one sentence. What is your Hawaii? Write it down before you watch another second. Pause the video. What is your Hawaii? What is the outcome? What is the place that you're trying to get to? And when you follow these steps, watch the framework actually finally work for you. The framework's useless until you see one move take action. You say Hawaii is to stand on stage and speak in a room full of young women to build their business. That's your Hawaii. That's the outcome. That's question 1 done. Question 2, what would you need to be known for? Probably as a woman who has built a real business herself, or better yet, has helped other women build their businesses. You have to be known for something. Then question 3, to be known for that, what would you have to do? Actually build the business. Actually go help people with their businesses. You start by doing it. Question 4, to do that, what would you have to learn starting today? Now that's concrete. That's the product, like that's marketing, that's sales, that's hiring, finance. What do you have to learn? What are the things that are so unglamorous? The skills that are hidden underneath, the things that people don't want to do because they want the outcome, they want to see the finished product, but these are the hard steps that you have to take to reach that product. What are the things that you have to learn today? What are the steps that you have to do today? The simple thing about that, YouTube is free. YouTube is free to anyone who wants to watch it. And you don't even have to create an account. You should create an account, but you don't even have to create an account. YouTube is free, and you can get on there and watch hours and hours of free content on whatever field, area, arena that your Hawaii is. It's free. What books do you need to read? What classes do you have to take? Start today. Do you see what just happened? The 4 questions. A foggy dream became a to-do list for this week. That's the power of starting at the end. That's the power of clarity to reach your destination. The destination reaches all the way back and then tells you what you need to do today now. Now, I need to talk to one specific person right now. Some of you have not even started yet. And honestly, that's the easier position. When you haven't started, it seems to me easier for you than those who have started years ago and have been working hard and hard for years. And the reason why is when you are a blank canvas, when you are fresh into the field, you are more easily apt to learn new things than a person who's been doing it for a long time. Because a lot of times there are some things that you have to unlearn, and that's the hardest thing. We want to continue to do the things that we think would benefit us because that's what we put in our mind, in our brain. And then we don't ask the question, well, how has that been working for you? If it hasn't been going right or doing anything or moving you closer to the needle yet or this far, maybe it's not the things that you need to do. So here's what not to do. Do not roll one more day in the direction you never choose. Some of you have been doing this for months, for years, and you've been posting, you've been grinding, you've been hard at work. And underneath it all, it's that nagging feeling that you don't actually know where any of it is going. Don't add another month to an effort and add another month of effort to confusion. Just stop doing that. Because everything you build is built on lost effort. And then later you're wondering why you still have not reached where you want to reach. So stop everything and run these 4 questions today. Not next week, not tomorrow. Do it today. Because you'll be stunned how much closer to that goal you'll reach when you actually have clarity. The point isn't even the destination. Clarity doesn't just tell you what to do. It gives you permission to stop doing the things that never got you there in the first place. And then this isn't a one-time excuse. It's not a pass that you get to have. It's a compass that you have to carry for life. So even people at the highest level running the same framework, people at the highest level are doing the same thing that I'm telling you to do now. They unlock the secret, and it's simple. They just do it on a bigger scale. Picture someone whose ultimate outcome is total freedom to work with whatever they want, on whatever they want, whenever they want. That's their Hawaii. And a lot of people do this framework to reach their Hawaii. I know many of people who are millionaires and and they don't have to work. But because they achieve the outcome they want to achieve, they can't stop working. They can't stop doing it. If that's the outcome that you want to achieve, doing something that you love so much that you don't ever want to retire, that you don't ever want to stop. This is the framework that'll get you there. To get there, they know they need to be someone who makes things happen and causes serious growth. To know that they need to have a track record across so many people that when they hear their name, they think of the industry. When they hear their name, they think of the problems they solve, the challenges they overcome, the outcomes that you can bring for them. They build the reputation. The framework didn't change, just the scale just changes. And whether you're on day 1 or day 10 or day 400, the 4 questions still point you home. The destination gets bigger, but you never, ever roll without one. You never roll without the destination. Stop rolling without the destination. Stop rolling without clarity. So let's go back to Alice and the fork in the road. The cat was right. When you don't care where you end up, when you don't know where you're going, any road will do. Any road will take you there. And that's the trap that many people fall into. Any road will do. You'll wander all of them, and you'll never arrive. But the moment that you answer the cat's question, the moment that you know where you want to go, know where you want to get to, every road sorts itself out. And you know which one you need to take. All these other roads, all these other avenues, they disappear because they no longer exist. They make no sense to take because they won't get you to that destination. Only one road. Is the road the easiest? No. Is the road the broadest? No. Sometimes that road is windy. Sometimes that road takes you up a lot of hills and mountains that most people are not willing to climb. So they're trying to find the easy road. The easy road doesn't get you there. Clarity gets you there. Knowing what you need to do gets you there. And then doing the things that you're supposed to do gets you there. Starting today. Clarity. Clarity was all you're missing. Not effort, not hard work. Clear structure on where to go. So, finish what you started. Answer the question that I proposed to you, question 1 earlier. Name the other 3. Because you got to start with question 1. Where do you want to go? And then name the other 3, because that's a process that's coming. What do you need to be known for? What do you have to do? And what do you need to learn starting today? And the last answer is your next step. And take it this week. Take that step this week. Drop your Hawaii in the in the comments and name it out loud. There's power in saying it. There's power in verbally bringing it to life. Share with someone who needs to hear this, someone who has been rowing all their life with all their effort and still feels stuck going nowhere, or ends up in a destination that they did not want to end up in. Like the video, subscribe, because every week we are going deeper into building a life that actually goes somewhere and that actually moves in purpose. But it's up to you to decide where you want to go. That's it for me. I'm Mr. Crush. Until next time, peace.